This is Pete Bissonnette, President of Learning Strategies, back with the third episode in the Prosperity Accelerator series. This is called Crush Financial Anxieties. And let's go right to Dr. Paul Scheele, co-founder of Learning Strategies and your mentor in getting your non-conscious mind to accelerate your prosperity.
Hi, welcome back. Money is also known as currency, and the word current means to be in flow. These are the same roots. Water needs to be in flow in order for it to be good for us. If it's stagnant, it can become toxic. Blood moving through our bodies, same thing. If it stagnates, it can clot and it can kill us. Money is the same thing. Money needs to be in circulation for an economy to work. Money comes in, money goes out. It's like a heart pumping. And as it pumps, it is moving or exchanging everything that it needs for an economy to thrive. It exchanges appreciation and value for services given. It needs to be in flow. When water, blood, or money cease flowing, there's problems. When they're in flow, there's a sense of sufficiency. Things are doing what they need to be doing. Now, when we have anxiety about money, it's generally because we're projecting that there is not going to be enough in the future at some point. And the feeling is one of insufficiency. I'm not going to have enough. Anxiety about health is a projection into the future that you're not going to have well-being. Interestingly, wealth and well-being have the same root. Wealth and health are descriptions of well-being. You don't need money to be wealthy. And well-being transcends finances. I've known people with very high net worths that were desperately unwell, anxiety-ridden, fearful that somebody was going to take their money and that they would end up miserable and alone someday. The opposite of that sense of sufficiency, is precise. It's not too much, it's not too little. Real wealth comes from a prosperity consciousness that no matter what you earn or what you spend, there's a dynamic flow that really makes life work. You give, you receive. You give service, you receive appreciation, wealth, well-being. Good relationships, growing in knowledge and skills, happiness, joy, peace, contentment, gratitude. These are all indicators of well-being. Gratitude or gratefulness is essentially the recognition of the great fullness of life, that great fullness that's flowing in and through all aspects of our lives. The Soul of Money is a book written by a colleague of mine, Lynn Twist. She traveled the world looking at sufficiency, the way indigenous people seem to embody the sense of enough. When they have what they need for the day, they share from their abundance so that everyone has enough. Now, together, Lynn and I created the Soul of Money Paraliminal. And to begin our journey to greater wealth, we start at the premise that who you are is enough. You have enough, and you create what you choose to create in order to bring it to the world so that others can benefit. Our objective in the previous sessions has been talking about living wholeheartedly with an open heart, having the emotional strength and resiliency to be able to take it from wherever you are to where you want to go. We also talked about living into the future of what's truly possible, with an open mind, a prosperity consciousness, and an abundant mindset. In this session, we're going to be talking about the willingness to live full out each and every day, to eliminate anxieties and to begin living like this is your life, and you cannot fail when you're being you. So the first exercise we're going to do is a brief drop-in, a moment to enter the ideal learning state. So if you would, just take a moment wherever you are, place your feet on the floor, your hands on your lap. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, close your eyes. Become aware of the space that your body is occupying. Feel this recognition of sufficiency within you right now. Let your shoulders relax and feel the support of the floor beneath you, the surface of the chair that you're resting in. Become aware of the muscles of your face and feel them relax and smooth out your forehead, all around your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw. Get that slight hint of a smile at the corners of your eyes, the corners of your mouth. And allow that release of positive neurochemistry to move through your brain, your body. Become aware of the touch of the breath in your nostrils. And as you exhale and inhale slowly, smoothly, deeply, evenly, you're creating a beautiful balance within you. You know that you have a physical body that's relaxing right now. You have an emotional body, and your feelings are that you're okay, you're safe right now. You have a mind. And as you use your mind efficiently and effectively, you recognize possibilities for your future. Possibilities for small next steps you can take right now. And while you have a body, you have emotions, you have a mind, you are not these things. You are more than all of these. Who you are is that greater presence, that power that has this human experience in which to express yourself, to bring your talents, your skills, your abilities, your gifts into the world. As you exhale and inhale, feel the energy that flows out and in from the place of your heart. You exhale into the world gratitude, love, kindness, forgiveness. You inhale that great fullness of life, appreciation, forgiveness, peace, and love. Feel in the belly, the center of your abdomen, just behind your physical navel. This is the presence of the engine of vitality within you. This is a central point from where your actions arise. Your confidence is experienced here in the belly. And when you have the confidence to take any small next step, take any action in the direction of your goals, you gain the competence to keep on keeping on, to move in the direction of the full realization of what matters most to you. Now, from this ideal learning state of relaxed alertness, aware of yourself from head to toe and the feeling of the touch of the breath in your nostrils, gently open your eyes and return refreshed, alert, ready to go for a great session. When we begin looking at the concept of anxiety and how we can abolish it from our experience, you have to first understand that we're all trained to be cautious about the future. We play naturally a lot of what if scenarios. What if something happens? What could possibly go wrong? As a way of considering if something bad could occur, how we'd be able to recover and be effective. But when we are feeling fear as an ongoing response to our life and our future, what happens is we begin to feel it as a contraction. Generally, we're feeling it in the gut. It's butterflies, it's nervousness, but it's here in a way that serves us until it begins to hinder us. Think about it. Right now, we're okay, aren't we? You're okay, I'm okay, we're fine. The only way to experience anxiety is to project into a future a situation that you imagine is not going to go well. You're not going to have what you need to cope, to succeed, or even survive what might happen. And when you imagine that, you feel it here. In other words, anxiety is an emotion about the future, but you can't feel a future feeling. You can only feel in the now experience. Because our thoughts and our feelings are so closely intertwined, when you go into the future and imagine something negative, something bad that could happen, you have to feel it. It's what your body is going to experience. So in this moment, right now, if you're having any anxiety, you know that it's something you're creating in your own mind. Now, knowing that's one thing, being able to do something about it is another. So I'd like to take you through an exercise. We do it just right here. Take a moment to close your eyes. Imagine your goal, the goal that you've established for our sessions together during the Prosperity Accelerator. With that goal in mind, think of all the things keeping you from getting what you truly want. All of the blocks, all the barriers, all the limitations, all the insufficiencies. And imagine those in the future stopping you from getting what you want. Feel them as barriers to ever getting your goal. Now open your eyes. Shake it off. Feels awful, doesn't it? Well, that's what we do to ourselves when we feel anxiety, when we feel limitation. Interestingly, it only takes 1/10 of a second for your mind to drop in and get a full representation of that kind of negative experience. But when we're feeling it, when we're taking that history of failure or limitation and projecting it into the future, and we run into that in our imagination, that's what it is that we're going to be experiencing. It's going to be very hard to feel resourceful or to be able to succeed. Now, for some things, that's all we ever do. It's like we never let up. I'll give you an example. I've met people as an educator helping people learn how to learn. I've met many people who said, art? Oh, I'm no good at art. I've never been good at art. Singing? I could never sing. In public? I'd never sing in public. Math? I hate math. Whatever it might be, there was some negative experience in their history that when they encounter it, they project it to all future possibilities. In essence, it's like being in a hypnotic trance. And until we awaken from that trance, That's our reality. So what we're doing essentially is persistently and consistently projecting a failed history into a projected future. As long as you try to fight those mental representations, what you're going to see is that they just get further reinforced. There's another way to make a shift that I'm going to show you. Now, Hale Dwoskin of the Sedona method and I created a paraliminal recording called Letting Go. Essentially what it is if you're struggling with negative thoughts about the future, don't try to fight it, just let it come and pass away. It came to pass, to go. And if you would allow it to come instead of resisting it, because I don't want to think that, I don't want to feel that way, we resist, persist. If we just let it go, then they're going to pass. We'll have the ability to watch them go with absolutely no attachment. So I want to share with you the process of vaporizing any kind of anxiety that's within you. And basically, it's this process of being able to diminish the power of a negative thought from our history and being able to recognize the power that we have right now to influence the outcomes of our life. So let's take a moment to do a brief drop-in. I'll take you through the process. I've got a script here, and I'll actually guide you through the process. So let's begin with the same drop-in that we know very well. Take a moment, feet on the floor, hands resting on your lap. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, close your eyes and go within. Become aware of the space your body is occupying. Let your shoulders relax. Let the muscles of your face relax and a slight hint of a smile come to the corners of your eyes, the corners of your mouth. Become aware of the rhythm and flow of the breath in your nostrils. And as you exhale and inhale, feel that breath moving in a continuous cycle without pauses or hesitations. One breath flowing into the next, deeply, evenly, creating a sense of harmony and stability, movement and flow. Imagine your goal. The goal that you've established for this Prosperity Accelerator program. And imagine you could take all the ways that you have failed to achieve your goal and put it in a pile in front of you. All the barriers, the mistakes, the errors and judgment, all of the circumstances, anything that has ever stopped you or hindered you from achieving your goal. All of the unfortunate timing, the bad calls, the bad people, all of that. Put it all in a pile. And now make it small. Shrink it down. Shrink it way, way down to the size of a postage stamp. And now send that behind you. Way back behind you, off to your left, behind you, way back there until you can barely even perceive it. It's just a dot in the distance. Now you're here with a fresh start in this present moment. You have an open mind. You have an open heart. And you have an open will to achieve what's important for you. Imagine your goal now. And see it in front of you. Imagine in front of you is you. In the future, having achieved the successful accomplishment of your goal. Make it big. Make it bright. See yourself there, enjoying your success. Make it bigger, make it brighter, more vivid, more wonderful. And as it is just right, step right inside of that image of you and feel it in your own body. See it all around you and through your own eyes. Feel it in your body, the feelings of success, the emotions, how good it feels. Hear the positive inner dialogue within your own mind and the positive statements that others make to you as you enjoy living this life, having achieved the success of your goal. And look back from this place of having already achieved your success and see the progress that you've made to get here. The important steps you've taken to achieve this success. Feel good. Know that this is yours to enjoy. Take a snapshot of it. Carry it with you. And with your eyes still closed, come back to this now moment here, right where your body is resting. And imagine how your life would be different today if you had already accomplished that goal from the future a year ago. What if you had already accomplished it a year ago? How would right now feel different to you? What if you had already accomplished it 3 years ago? How would you be living now? 5 years ago? How would your life be different today? And how would your future look differently today if 5 years ago you had already accomplished this goal? Now let your body feel the presence of all the resources you need available to you right now in this present moment. Becoming available now and fully available to you in the future to ensure you will realize the fulfillment of your goal. Now, carrying these good feelings with you and fully connected to the bright resources within you that accelerate your prosperity each and every day, gently, by mentally counting forward from 1 to 5, bring yourself out. And at the last number, as you count to 5, open your eyes feeling wide awake, refreshed, really feeling good. Good, welcome back. So, how did that feel? How does it feel in your body as a residual? You know, if you could take every representation of lack or limitation and vaporize it in this way, then the only thing your mind and body could find when you think of possible futures are resourceful images of you living in to the success that you desire. In other words, you could come in each day, eyes open, heart wide open, and move into your life living full out. Now, perhaps this seems a little bit unreasonable. But understand that the only way to create a new future is to embody the possibility of it right now. If you look around you in your life, what you actually are seeing is your past. Everything that had to come into your present moment came from all of the work that you did in the past, and now it's here for you to enjoy. And if it's not necessarily what you really want in the future, you have to be unreasonable to say, I want something other than this, which is why we chose this particular shot in this particular facility. Because look at these automobiles, the Bond Bug, the electric commuter vehicle, the electric car. Somebody had to be very unreasonable to think to bring something like this into creation. For you to bring the future success that you have not experienced up until now, you must be unreasonable. And George Bernard Shaw talked about this. He said the reasonable people accept the world as it is and they adjust to it. But unreasonable people insist that the world change and adjust to them. Therefore, he said, all progress is determined by unreasonable people. In order to make progress toward a new future, you have to have an unreasonable belief that the past doesn't equal the future. This is where the concept of determination comes in. This is where your will, that place, your gut, that fire in your belly comes into play. Here you must determine that this future that you're choosing to create, that you might not yet know how to create, is going to become clear. You will come to know how it's possible. Now, when I was a young man getting started in business, I was early in my career, I had a wife and a child. I had no idea how I was going to be able to support them, how I was going to be able to have a home, drive a decent car, or have the lifestyle I desired. I knew what I wanted, but I really didn't have any idea of exactly how I was going to be able to get there. Now, knowing that that's what I wanted, but also knowing that I didn't have it, creates what I would call a disorienting dilemma. Right there is where your open mind, your open heart, and your open will come together to say, hey, I'm all in. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to be able to get where I want to go. As one of my first teachers in the human development field gave me, it was 10 two-letter words. If it is to be, it is up to me. 10 two-letter words. If it is to be, it is up to me. Now, it's not just an aphorism. This is an affirmation of determination that you're all in. This is what you're going for. Nobody else can figure out what life you're going to live when you're living it to the fullest. That's an inside job. I interviewed a woman who decided that she was going to make it in a network marketing business. She loved the idea of network marketing. She had tried a couple, kind of dabbled with it, never really made much progress on it. But she said, I'm doing this. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to give myself 5 years. I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to follow the advice of people who have already succeeded. I'm going to do what it is that they say I need to do. I'm going to try it myself. I'm going to discover new ways. I'm going to innovate. First year, didn't do much with it. Second year, not very far. Third year, pretty much making not much progress. And then it started to explode. And within 5 years, she became one of the top producing millionaires in that network marketing company. I also had a very good friend who I used to bring to conferences like the one we're having. I would have her come in and demonstrate she could reach down and touch her toes. That doesn't sound like much, but in an earlier time in her life, she came out of a coma that she had been in for 3 months. She looked at herself and she was in a respirator that was breathing her. The doctor said, "This is as good as it's going to get. Your spinal cord has been severed. You are completely unable to control anything below your neck. It's not going to get any better than what you see right here." And after the shock wore off, she said, "No. One day I'm going to walk out of here." Now, it's a medical impossibility. Her spinal column had been crushed. Her spinal cord had been severed. You can't grow a new spinal cord. Not possible. But she devoted herself every day to visualizing, meditating, imagining the future that she would live one day. She brought in a holistic diet. She had massage therapy and chiropractic. She worked with a spiritual teacher to help her with her meditation. And within 3 years of the accident, she stood up next to her bed. Well, actually, after a year after the accident, she came off the respirator, which was a medical impossibility. But after 3 years, she stood up. Now, she didn't have the musculature to support herself. They installed a couple of metal rods in her back because she had no spinal column. And within 7 years after the accident, she walked out of that hospital. That's why walking up on stage, bending down and touching your toes was nothing short of a miracle. And having been studied by neurological experts all over the world, the only conclusion that they had was, it's impossible. It's a miracle. She said, of course it's a miracle. Breathing is a miracle. Your heartbeat's a miracle. But why won't you listen to what I'm saying? I can tell you every single thing I did to be able to accomplish this. So determination. Determination is one of the 3 stages in order to acquire a new habit. So we're going to look at habit acquisition. Take a look at this chart. On the vertical axis, we have effort, increasing effort as you go up. On the horizontal axis, we have time, increasing time as you go to the right. Now, in the first part of establishing any new way of being, any new habit of living in the world, what you require is a lot of effort over a short period of time. So you look at this curve just skyrocketing straight up. A lot of people give up because they realize, oh my goodness, this is too much work. I got to give up on this. Well, it's unfortunate because at the top it levels off. And now, although there is a large amount of effort that's still required, it's not increasing in terms of the amount of effort. So what we need at this phase is what's called persistence, stick-to-itiveness, because we're at a plateau. Now, think about this for a moment. Check this out. When you are learning new knowledge, there is a geometric progression that takes place. The more you know, the faster your knowledge grows. But skills are a different curve altogether. They are long plateaus, little blips up. Long plateaus, little blips up. And so what we have to do is we really have to love the plateau. We need to stick with it. We need to keep on keeping on. So the second phase, after determination, we need persistence. Now, at some point, it drops off, meaning there's no more effort over time. It's almost completely wired in. It's automatic most days. But what happens is we get into a new context, new set of circumstances, unfamiliar environment, and perhaps we'll backslide. You can think about a health goal that you have for exercise or diet. You could think of being really good with your kids or your relationship, and one day you have a bad day and you blow up and you didn't really want that to happen. Or suddenly you spend too much and your savings plan just went out the window. Whatever it might be, there's a little bit of a backslide. Stay with it. Go easy on yourself. Be patient. Not only with yourself, but with others around you. So in this third phase, we require patience. If we fall down, we just need to get back because we're almost there. 99% toward having it wired in as a new habit. So these three phases, determination, persistence, and patience, are required to develop a new habit. Now, what we're talking about here in the Prosperity Accelerator is a habit of expectation, which is another kind of challenge, but requires these same ways of thinking through each of these phases. So I have to ask you, what do you expect for your goal? What do you expect for your life? What do you think is going to happen? You've established a goal right now. What's going to happen as you go into the future? Are you going to make it? I say absolutely you're going to. What do you say inside of you? Because that's what matters most. Who are you going to need to be today in order to absolutely know with complete assurance that you will succeed? You can have what you set your mind and heart upon. Who do you have to be to right now have absolute internal assurance that this can be yours? That feeling has to be right here in the power center of your body. This is the place where our actions arise from. So developing a habit of acquisition is worthy of you because what it does is it allows you to enjoy the prosperity that you hope and dream for. And as we look at developing a habit of acquisition, this is what's going to be necessary. That you will enjoy the prosperity you hope and dream for. And this is maintaining a positive expectancy. There's a little bit different than an expectation. An expectation is about how it's supposed to come to you, but an expectancy is knowing that it is coming to you right now. Your goal is actually already fully formed. It's already complete. It's yours to enjoy, and you're taking action today to realize the fulfillment of your dream come true. Is knowing that it is coming to you right now. Your goal is actually already fully formed. It's already complete. It's yours to enjoy, and you're taking action today to realize the fulfillment of your dream come true. So right now, you see, we're really at the transition in our program where we're moving into the receipt, the receiving of the power and energy that you've put into establishing your goal. And actually, that's one of the reasons why we chose to film this program here in this facility. There's a story that I went through in order to prove the efficacy of everything that I'm sharing with you here. My personal coach, named Arnold Patton, he worked with me for pretty much a year when he felt that I was still blocking this positive expectancy of my goal already realized, and that the only thing that was stopping me from having it was me. I didn't buy it. He said, Paul, pick any goal. I don't care what it is. Pick a goal. And I said, okay, I know what it is. It's a car. I have it in my mind. This place is kind of a museum of sorts to a special type of BMW. And it was exactly a BMW that I was interested in having. It was a BMW Z4. I could describe it, titanium silver, 3.0 liter engine. I knew the whole thing. Convertible top, I could see it in my mind. He said, well, then it's yours. I said, Arnold, it's not mine. I don't have it. Well, go out and get it. I said, well, there's one on the lot across the highway, but that's theirs. No, he says it's yours. Now hold it, Arnold. Stop for a moment. This isn't making any sense. I cleared out a space in my garage a year ago. I gave my old car to my son just so that I could put a BMW Z4 in there. He said, well, then it's already yours. I said, but I just opened the garage door this morning and it's not there. He said, if that's what you believe. Okay, talk about disorienting dilemma. I didn't know what to say at that point, but I said, okay, I'm in. Whatever, I'm in. That week, within I think a day or two, I received a call from a client who was bringing his family to one of our retreats. This client, last time I saw him, was 8 years ago, and suddenly I realized a promise that I had made to him. You see, he's a high-end automobile dealer on the East Coast. And I had said to him when I was teaching him one of my courses and teaching his staff and friends, I said, you know, John, next time I'm in a market for a BMW, I'll give you a call. There it was. He's on the line with me. I'm talking with him. We do our business. I said, now, John, before we're done, I'd like to talk to you. I told you that I would call you first if I was going to get another BMW. I know which one I want. I described it to him. I said, well, I'll see if I have it. I said, well, knowing that our call was happening, I looked at your inventory online. You do have the exact car that I'd like to own. He said, well, I'll have my sales manager give you a price tomorrow. I got a call the next day, and the sales manager said, Paul, there is only one person who could give you the price I'm going to quote for you right now. And when he gave me that price, I said, oh my goodness, it's happening. That's my car. I said, deal. We'll do it. Now, here's the interesting thing. I got back on the phone with Arnold Patton, and I said to him, well, now, Arnold, it's not here. It's going to be delivered, but it's not here. And he said, if that's what you believe. Well, I said, it's going to take 2 weeks to get here. If that's what you believe. So again, it's kind of in my face, looking at my own belief system, getting the opportunity to realize, all right, why put that limitation on it, right? So I gave it up. I said, all right, I'm in, whatever. I get a call on Wednesday. And they says, we've actually already shipped your car. It's supposed to be 2 weeks later. But here it is, just a couple of days later, they've already shipped the car. It's one of 5 that are going to different places, and the driver should be there Friday. So I said, all right, I've got him now. It's going to be there Friday, not today. So I was out talking with my staff in the office. This was Thursday afternoon. And I said, telling him the story about if this is what you believe. And I look out and somebody says, hey, somebody's taking a car off of a car trailer in the parking lot. I went outside. There it was, Thursday afternoon. My car was delivered. Now, I hadn't signed a single piece of paper. I hadn't spent a penny on it yet. And here it was, my brand new, exactly the car that I had visualized, delivered to me in my parking lot. Now, if that's not manifestation, I don't know what is. So I came up with one more wrinkle. I said, now I got to pay for it. So next time I got on the phone with Arnold, I said, okay, Arnold, you have me on all these. I got the car, it was delivered, it's mine, it's right here, but now I got to pay for it. And guess what he said? Yep, he said, if that's what you believe, enjoyed it for the weekend. On Monday morning, our CFO, the person that I hired to run the finances of the company, came into my office and said, Paul, the board of directors have decided to give us a car allowance. Now, wait a minute. You got to understand, for 10 years, I've been saying to the board of directors, why don't we give ourselves a car allowance? Oh, no, we're not going to, no. 10 years. Why? Suddenly, a couple of days after the car is delivered, we now have a car allowance and the car is paid for. I said, okay, Arnold, you got it. You have to understand this principle that I'm sharing with you, because it really is the energy of this whole place. All of this, every restoration. On the back wall here, I don't know if you can see them, but there's names of car dealers from one end of this space to the other, floor to ceiling. These are people who devote their energy, their livelihoods to the pursuit of this particular industry in this world. Passion, skills, love, manifestation, abundance. It's all here. It's all a representation of these same basic principles that I'm talking about. Innovation, creativity, problem solving, commitment, determination, persistence, patience. It's all represented here. Will you give yourself the opportunity to have a positive habit of expectation? Not expectancy about how it's going to take place. Are you willing to give yourself a positive expectancy for the good that's coming to you now? Not an expectation of how it's supposed to be delivered, but a positive expectancy that keeps an open mind, an open heart, and an open will to welcome into your life that which is already trying to get to you, but for whatever reason, you've been holding it away through a habit of expecting. Now, a positive habit of expectation means that through determination, persistence, and patience, you can have it all. Now, I'd like to take you through one more exercise to really help begin building this neural circuitry in your brain for achieving your goal, for using the power of determination to get you where you want to go. We're going to take a quick drop in. I'd ask that before you do that, grab a little drink of water. Stand up, stretch, move a little bit. We did this cross crawl pattern before. Now some tapping. And repeat after me. Even though I've sometimes had a negative expectation, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I sometimes have doubted the ability to receive my good, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though, from time to time, I have negative or self-limiting beliefs, doubts, worries, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay, let's do a quick drop in. Now I'll take you through this process. Before we begin, just bring your prosperity goal into mind, whether it's finance, financial prosperity, health, abundant relationships, personal or professional or spiritual growth, whatever your prosperity goal is, bring that into mind right now. Focus on what is, not how it's going to come to you, but what is going to come to you. Okay? Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, close your eyes. Become aware of the space the body is occupying. Feel the feet on the floor, hands on your lap, the surface of the chair that's supporting you. The resources of your inner mind are designed to find the best ways and means of accomplishing what's important to you. So relax into that. Breathe into that. Let your shoulders relax. Let the muscles of your face relax. Your forehead smooth out. Relax around your eyes. Get that hint of a smile. A sense of self-assurance. Feel the rhythm and flow of the breath in your nostrils. And as you exhale and inhale, let that breath flow uninterrupted in a continuous cycle, like currency, out and in. You have a brain that's evolved from the reptilian complex that runs the physicality of your body, surrounded by the mammalian complex, the limbic system that controls the emotions within your body, surrounded by the neocortex, the new brain, which runs the thinking within you. And all of this has evolved into a new part of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, where we have the ability to see into the future, to visualize the possibilities of what it is we desire to create. Let the realization of your goal be in all three fields of energy. Your body experience, the physicality of your goal, touch it, feel it. The emotions of your goal, experience the feelings of joy, peace, contentment, appreciation and gratitude, happiness and the pure enjoyment of having achieved this goal. And in the mind, experience what you see, hear, and feel as the benefits to you and others. The executive function of your mind in the prefrontal cortex of your brain sees the big picture and lights up with the energy of this brain. If we were to put a brain monitor on you, you would see it, blood flow to the prefrontal cortex. It is now working on your behalf to find the best ways and means to reveal the complete manifestation of your goal as you believe it is yours now to enjoy. You're fully determined to realize the fulfillment of your goal. It is up to you now to notice how the universe brings it to you. the opportunities that present themselves, that let you bring about the full realization of the benefits you're now receiving. Your determination leads to a positive expectancy. Each day, noticing the subtle as well as the obvious indications that you are now receiving the full manifestation of your goals. Maintaining this positive expectancy, you carry the good feelings with you now as you return slowly to an outwardly directed state of awareness by mentally counting forward from 1 to 5. And at the last number, open your eyes, feeling wide awake, refreshed, really feeling good. Good. Do you get how that works? You're literally lighting up all the neural circuitry within you to be able to receive the good that's coming to you because you've established this goal. We're talking about prosperity acceleration, connecting you to the abundance that's available to you. Now, certainly this exercise that we just did is sufficient to bring you on an ongoing basis every day into this field of energy that welcomes the good coming to you. There are paraliminals that can also help. It helps you to maintain this clarity of mind and a goal-oriented focus of positive expectancy. One of them is called the miracle mindset. Another one is called finding treasure. And literally the treasure you're looking for is all around you. And you're able to notice it each day and bring it to you. Now, it's perfectly okay to entertain thoughts of limitation, negation, self-defeat, doubt, worry. Perfectly okay for 5 or 10 seconds. You don't need to do it beyond that. That's just running a bad circuit in your brain. It has no need. As long as you're running that circuit, you're building neural circuitry, so let it go and do what we just did here. Start running the success circuitry of your brain. Because every time you do, you strengthen, you rewire each time you fire those neurons off. When you're firing those neurons, you're building neural circuitry, you're making it easier for you to get what it is that you choose to create. If you had any negative thoughts, you wake up from them, see them as old habits, let those thoughts go and move on. What is it that you want? Keep coming back to what is it that you're choosing. Light up that fire in your belly as you waken today. Call on what it is you expect to create. Call it, affirm it, it's yours. Rekindle that positive expectancy that you've learned here. You can run it. You know what to do. Notice today how marvelous you feel each and every time you run this circuitry of your mind, body, and emotions. Until next time, we'll see you at the next session.
Pete Bissonnette back again to answer the question I get quite a bit. How do you stay so calm and centered? Plain and simple, the paraliminals. When I was younger, I could easily fly off the cuff. It didn't take much to set me off. And many a night I would lie in bed worrying or fretting about financial issues. Systematically, I crushed my financial anxieties and other triggers by reaching for the paraliminals, especially the anxiety-free paraliminal. Anxiety-free has 2 sessions. In session A, you transform anxiety into positive energy. Many people use their imagination to turn anxiety into stifling and often debilitating fear. Using this session turns it around for you. Session B gives you the power to take action. When you have an important event coming up, listen to session B, and any anxiety will be turned into strength. It's very cool, very, very powerful. Paul talked about the Soul of Money Paraliminal, co-created with an amazing author and mentor, Lynn Twist. I wish I had it back in my younger days because it would have instantly quelled my anxieties and worries around that I wasn't enough for what I needed to do. I wasn't good enough. I didn't do enough. I didn't have enough money. It simply helps release unconscious beliefs of scarcity so you can enjoy abundant prosperity. The letting go paraliminal can help there too. Paul created it with Hale Dwoskin of the famed Sedona method. It helps you let go of emotions and energies that derail your best intentions, that get you off the superhighway to prosperity and onto some side road. So often, I've heard from folks that obstacles that once seemed immovable become lighter and often disappear instantly when you use letting go. I get a kick out of paraliminals being able to do so much in just 20 minutes. Just put on a paraliminal, push play, and close your eyes. Paul Scheele will guide your non-conscious mind to get the results you want, all while taking a break from your busy life. Paul mentioned finding treasure. You'll love this paraliminal because it activates a positive expectancy to enjoy greater possibilities, whether your intention is to find actual treasure, the means to own a new car, the solution to a challenging problem, more joy in your relationships, or fulfilling the promise a new day brings. Once you consciously establish your intention or a goal you want to reach, it's the power of your non-conscious resources that helps you find the best ways and means to attain it. As you hold your destination in mind, your body and mind become the instruments of sensing, an internal GPS or an inner guidance mechanism that is tuned to your higher purpose and highest good. It's this guiding mechanism that will lead you to accelerating your prosperity. One of the reasons paraliminals are so effective is that they know how to direct your non-conscious mind without your conscious mind getting in the way. Without that little voice in the back of your head, that says you're not good enough, you'll never succeed, or abundance is scarce. That's the voice of your conscious mind. With the multiple voices you'll hear using a paraliminal, the voice in your right ear generally brings you through neurolinguistic programming processes for your logical analytical left brain, and the voice in the left ear with metaphors and stories designed for your creative, intuitive right brain. Together, you're getting your whole mind involved in the learning process. And with the multiple voices, your conscious mind can't keep up. So it welcomes some messages and changes. There's nothing like a paraliminal. Now, as you know, you can order paraliminals individually and get a fourth free when you order 3. Or you can get the Ultimate You library with dozens of paraliminals at a substantial savings. There's a link on this webpage. I'd like to take a minute to explain how the digital access works. You can upgrade by ordering CDs that will ship to your home, or you can get permanent digital files. We're finding that most people are choosing the convenience of digital. As soon as you upgrade, you can access the recordings through your library. Just go to learningstrategies.com or paraliminal.com and you'll see a My Library link at the top right of the page. The recordings and the guidebooks will be there waiting for you, all with no shipping costs. You can easily download the recordings to your computer or device, or you can stream them whenever you are connected to the internet. You can read the guidebooks that come with each paraliminal on your computer or device, or you can print them. Your access to My Library does not expire. They will always be there for you. We've been here since 1981, and we expect to be here long into the future supporting you in every way we can. Now get ready for your next episode of Prosperity Accelerator. If you know anyone who could benefit from this video program, have them go to www.yourprosperityaccelerator.com. That's yourprosperityaccelerator.com. Thank you for being here. I trust you're receiving great value from Paul's teachings and insights. And when you add the paraliminals into the mix, accelerating your prosperity becomes easier. There's not a better way to direct the non-conscious mind to help bring the results you want into your life.